Wow, how's it going? A lot happened today. Today's let me just pull over the P&L here and I'll show you kind of what I'm looking at here and why this is so crazy. So, look what happened. It was pretty much in this order too. So, what a mess of a day. Like what an absolute mess of a day. I don't know how to feel. Like, I don't think I would have had this big of a win on ears if I didn't have these losses to start the day, because I probably would not have held on for so long, but maybe, I'm not sure. So either way, I fell victim a little too much to my emotions today. So I started off the day fairly well. I think I was up like 2 or 3 something on SNGX, but then instead of kind of slowing down, I took a couple trades that weren't so good, and I overestimated the strength of the market. So I, again, averaged down, and then it made a loser bigger, and then I tried to get in on the same name as it was coming down, like catching a falling knife, and then it just kept falling, and I had to stop out again, and next thing I know, I'm down $400 or $500 on 2 different names when it could have only been like 120, 150. So it's really, really crucial that you're so disciplined. You don't take these stupid little trades and, little loss after little loss after little loss. They add up, and then all of a sudden you're down $1,100 on the day, and you need a $1,500 winner to bring you back out of it. And you can't, you can't depend on that. That's not sustainable. It's more of a gambler's mentality than a trader's mentality. So I'm not happy with that. Sure, I'm not gonna complain that I'm still finishing up the day $425 in like half an hour. That's like $800 an hour. I mean, you can't really complain about that. Sure, like it would normally take, I don't know, like a week and a minimum wage job to make that, but like I just gave back too much, man. I that could have been a over $1,000 day. But anyways, I'll show you what happened here. Here's the video. Again, I forgot to record pre-market. I wasn't thinking. So SNGX was looking really, really good. And these were the levels that I marked out pre-market. So let's go back to that here. SNGX. You're gonna see how I turned a $300 winner into a $400 loser. So pre-market, it was looking, yeah, this is crazy. So pre-market, it was looking kind of like this, which is good. This is come on. I'll just hold it here then. So this is pretty good. This is not bad. There's a decent amount of volume. I was waiting for it to come in, and then when it came in, I jumped into that. And it went all the way up, 52% in 2 minutes. From just over $2 to $3.50. So I'm not sure if you remember yesterday when I was talking about halts, sometimes the halts, when they reopen higher, they reopen usually not lower, and sometimes they come down and then they have that push. This one, so since it's a red candle, we know it opened at the start of that candle. So it opens here a couple cents higher than where it got halted. So I guess it just went up so much, which it did. It went up like over $1 per share. The people that were in just wanted to get out. And you can see, and shorts at the same time were piling in. So if we look at the daily here, I think a good reason for that was some resistance that we can see. Once we passed the $3 resistance, once we passed this line, the next resistance really was at $4. And then previously there was a lot of resistance both in here and around here. So most people would be selling into kind of high threes, $4. So it went up so much, shorts came piling in to add to that resistance, and regular people were selling if they were long. So, what happened here? I got in. Let's get back to this. So I got in at 240 for the break of, for the kind of the break of pre-market highs. So I was riding, I was letting it ride. I know everything has been so strong recently, but I gave it a little bit of room. You know, I just sold 200 shares at 264. It just keeps going and going and going. I try and add. You can see I try and add 500 shares here, but it doesn't get filled. Try and add again, doesn't get filled. Oh my, like this is insane. On 300 shares, I'm up $1 per share again, like yesterday. And it's trading here as it's about to get halted, you know, 354. Bids are stacking up. It's about to be halted any second. Okay, now it's halted. So, what happens here? Let me show you. So what do I do here? It unhalts. So it unhalts. It's dropping. So again, they usually drop and then they come back up. So I was just waiting. I was waiting and I was potentially... My idea was to add. Unfortunately, I did not do this properly. So I bought another 700 shares to bring me up to 1,000 shares at $3.23. Pushes back up. It touched... Pretty sure it touched 370 for a second. I saw it there. Let's watch it again. Yeah, 70. I saw 370 on the ask there. Nothing got filled. I guess just so many people were selling and short sellers were coming in that it just it didn't really do anything. So I try and bail out here. So I just bail out of everything because it's looking like crap, and I realized 400 bucks. That's good. That is good. You know, I added those 700 shares at 323, and I sold them out mostly in the 30s, some at high 20s, so that was okay. That was alright. So what do I do here? This is my mistake. I thought that it could keep going over these highs. So I wait for it. The high is 370. I wait for it to get close to 370, and I should have waited for it to break over 370. So I added for the break of 370. It wasn't working, and I should have gotten out. I should have gotten out just like that. But no, what do? I hold on. I get out. I accidentally go short, apparently. I don't know what the hell happened there. And then I covered for a 7 cent loss. $7, because it was only 100 shares. That's fine. And I'm like, okay, it's claiming the VWAP or the 9 moving average rate here. Maybe we'll get a surge over the high of day here. So I was waiting for it to again to curl back up, but it just kept dropping. This is where I screwed up. Look at this. Look, it's just embarrassing. Well, not really embarrassing. It just poor decision making with too many shares. You know, there's bids coming in. You know, so I'm like, okay, this could come up. But the point is, when you're red and when the trade does not work out, you should already be thinking of getting the hell out. Like, you should not be like, oh, I'm going to average down and I'm going to do all this and I'm going to have this huge winner. Like, once you go big into the red, you should probably just be trying to get out. Because most of the time, that's what other people are thinking. And also, the chances of it going green is much, much less. So again, I just sold into a loss again. I knew once it kind of came through $3. Excuse me there. Once it came down through $3, it probably would keep going down. So I have to sell into this. And look at my unrealized. Like, disgusting. I was up. What was it? 398 or something? 3 something? And I end it with a 150 loss. That was so frustrating. So I immediately switched to Omex. My emotions kind of got a hold of me. I see the first 1 minute candle to make a new high. And I think, okay, you know, there's no resistance or in these levels. We could potentially go and retest the high of day. I took a crappy trade and I was already down on this. Just a lot of poor decision making, and then, you know, I go back in the red. I don't sell because I'm afraid of that loss, you know, fear of a loss. Very, very bad stuff. Bad stuff here. And then before I know it, SNGX, I try and get in again. It's embarrassing to look at. It's not really embarrassing, but it's just... It shows that I have a ways to go as a trader, and I think once I master this specific part, I will do a lot better. So, ears. Ears looked amazing, and I'll tell you why. So, there's a recent split, so a reverse split. So, let's say you had 100 shares at $10. They did a 10-to-1 split. So, 100 shares, $10. You now have 10 shares at $100. So they reduce the amount of shares available, so therefore reducing the float, so making those big moves much more possible. So I can see here it's getting pretty close to breaking out of this daily resistance and into a gap fill. And typically when traders see a gap fill like this, they assume that it's going to be filled. So that's why it's called a gap fill. So it will, once it enters this kind of channel or this gap, it'll usually fill all the way back up. Sometimes in the course of days or weeks if it's a bigger stock like Apple or something. But the smaller caps typically do it pretty quickly. So I saw the potential in this, so I jumped in. 1,200 shares. 1,200 shares. I think a bunch of other traders just saw it because it popped up on my scanner here. And I saw the low float. I saw the daily. I saw that people were just jumping on things. Like we already had a halt. We already had, you know, Omex or whatever go, or Omer. I can't remember which one. I think it was Omex. Go up like a couple dollars per share at the market open. Show you that quickly. Omex. Yeah, right before the open, it went from $5 to 13. Like, we're still in a really, really, really strong market. So I get in. I see the buying coming in. I go, oh yeah, this is it. I'm checking here how much I have to make on this to make up for this loss. I was down a lot of money. A lot of money from stupid mistakes, and I talked about this yesterday. I didn't check myself, and I almost wrecked myself from the mentality that, you know, you can hold on to things and make stupid mistakes and still come out profitable, because momentum will slow down, and it has a little bit. So we're coming into a halt here. Let's I'm just trying to fast forward it here to... Hold on, I'm just changing the song. Let's make sure I didn't just stop the recording too. So, okay, this is a little bit of a mess. Alright. Is this playing? Or is this not playing? Yeah, we're playing. Okay. Again, another 15-minute halt. So what do? I put... So I put 800 shares out to sell at a limit of 268, because I figured, okay, this halt was at $2, opened at 210, or, you know, 199, 198, opens at 211, 210, whatever it was. So I'm thinking here, okay, 253, we might open at around 270, 272. I want to get out. I want to secure some of this profit, obviously. And that's that. So, sure enough, it opens. It opens at $3. My 800 shares are sold at $3. Sorry, I said at a max of 268. I meant a minimum of 268. So it opens at 3. My order's still out, so it fills because it's higher than 268. And then I give it a second. And then as it comes back down, I see how extended this is, and I sell out of everything. The last, you know, 400 shares here. And I realize a profit of $1,500. 1,500 times, what is, like, 1.2, 1,800 or so Canadian in, well, how much trading time was that? That was maybe 30 seconds of trading time. I was stuck in a 15-minute halt. So after that, I was like, Okay, I got way too lucky to be able to make up that loss for today. That could have been catastrophic because you can't count on this just because you're down a lot. And if I had been a lot more disciplined and not had some of those losses, like even if I took out the $500 loss, you know, I'd be up 728 or 828 US, so over $1,000 Canadian. But I'm only up 424. And again, I can't complain about that because this could have gone a lot worse. But it shows me what I have to work on, and I'm forcing myself now to use just an ultra amount of discipline for tomorrow. Hold on, I just completely screwed up my platform. Let me show you here. The 424 that I trade today, OMEX, SNGX, TTNP, MRDN. I'm not going to put FSNN because it's such a tiny screw up that it won't fit in this column the way I have it, so I'm not going to put it. And then ears. Like, today lacked quite a bit of discipline for specifically keeping losers not only small, but preventing the, I'll call it revenge trading or over trading. Revenge over trading. Can't always count on a $1,500 winner. So back to 500 shares. I'm gonna force myself again, starting tomorrow, to use only 5. I'm gonna go up to 500 shares. So for the rules, I didn't follow them. I told you what I did. I was not following them. I was kind of trading a little bit recklessly. The size, no, we know that. The loss, well, no, I was above my daily max loss, of course. My stops were okay. Oh, but maybe. I didn't let them get too out of control, but a lot of small losses turns into a big loss. But on each individual trade, it was okay. So that's all I can say about today. I don't know. This month is going really well, only because of this. So tomorrow I'm gonna take, I'm not sure if it's 500 or 600 shares. Maybe I'll limit myself to. We're coming up on the end of the month, and I have been showing a lot of discipline. Like compared to last month, look at this. There's a lot of no's in here. No, 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 no. Whereas this month, I'm pretty much following the rules almost every single day, except for, you know, the day in here where I was red massively. So follow the rules, follow the rules. I'm following not the rule, the size rule, but that's okay for the most part. So maybe 500-600 shares. What did I put here? Let's just say 600 as an absolute max for now, and then in my platform I can go account, global configuration, presets, stocks. Over here, my size limit, 600 shares. So if I try and buy more than 600 shares, so let's pick a tinier stock right now. So after market, let's try and buy 1,000 shares. So I press Shift 1, or sorry, Shift 0, 1,000 shares. I just tried to buy a live order. So the size order exceeds my limit, my warning of 600. So I have to override and transmit this if I want to do it. So that gives me a little bit of a barrier to not do something stupid and take more size than I want. So that's good. I'm going to have that for tomorrow. I think that's the best decision because this will slow down. This momentum will reverse and people will start to lose a lot of money. So I need to tone it down a bit. Now, I might go up to 1,000 because the momentum isn't quite done yet, but the first day that I get burned, which actually should have been today, I'm gonna put it down. So I'm not going any more than definitely 1,000, but I'll try and keep it at 600. We'll see how tomorrow looks. Anyways, thank you for watching.